Hello, my name is Stephanie Toman, and this is the weekly revision paper that goes with the word processing, the advanced word processing ICDL qualification. So as you know, there are lots of video-based learning materials that you can use, and also you'll be able to access the resources. That's the documents or the files or PowerPoint, whichever one you're using. You can open those up and you can go along with the video and use the same materials. Or after watching the video, what you might do is rather go straight into putting it into practice. So you've also got in that All Learning Resources link, you will have the weekly revision practice, whereby you can do so many questions at a time in each section, and then you can go back to the videos, or you can do them all in one at the end. It's entirely up to you how you do it. So we all come to this with different levels of IT skills, different ways of doing things. So what you're doing with regards to this is you're trying to do it the most efficient way. If you're a beginner, you'll be learning things from scratch, so you need to put it into practice. Watching a video alone will not keep it, you won't be able to assimilate it and put it into practice somewhere else. So you need to do that in order to retain it. So if you do practice, that's the answer. And there are also weekly revision practice videos in the other link, in the questions 1 to 30, and you can go and check those and make sure that what you're doing is what's expected. In other words, you've read the question correctly. But these questions will be getting more and more like the actual exam, and there's another paper after this which I will guide you towards, whereby you'll be doing it a little bit more independently. So this is the answer. Watch the videos in the areas you need, or all of them, but make sure that you put them into practice and check that you've got the gist of it. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye. We need the weekly revision work files, so make sure you've got the right ones if you've not used these before. And we also need the paper. So your weekly revision paper, let's get to the top. It looks like this, so it should have this across the top, not pre-online and not manual. So it is the weekly revision paper, and we're going down to question 21. So we're doing questions 21 to 25. So let's start. So question 21, use the track changes feature, create a comment attached to the text Mediterranean in the first paragraph in the document Predator. The comment should read, a great white shark has been discovered in the area. So let's do that one. So we've got Predator is the document we're opening. Remember, in the exam, the document may already be open for you. A lot of the time it is. Okay, so you don't have to jump around. Everything comes from the Z drive and is saved to the Z drive. I've highlighted Mediterranean just for your benefit. It won't be like that in the exam. We're doing a new comment, and if it's shown in the revision pane, as this is, it could be in the balloons like that. So that's probably the way that you know it. So I'm just going to close that. So it just goes to show how many different ways you can do things. I'm going to pretend that I wrote that lovely long sentences about a great white shark has been discovered in the area. And then the second part, the question 22 following that, is asking us to modify it. So we'd be coming out, going back in and editing it by just clicking there and maybe just over typing something else or adding to it. And then if we go quickly to that question, let's just minimize. It shows you that it says about modifying it, but then accept the changes. So make sure no further changes can be tracked. So what we're going to do is going to accept those changes and turn the tracking off. So back to the document, we've got accept the changes and move to the next. There is only one, and then turn the tracking off, and then you go on to save it or click on the answer button to answer that question and move on in the diagnostic test. So we're going to move on to 23, question 20. Okay, so question 23 is asking us to open the file articles with the modified password pass, and then change to a password to open using open and save the document. So articles is here. So it's given as the password pass in the question, as it would. Remember, in the exam, if it's capitalized or your cap lock's on, You'll get yourself in a tizzy if you keep thinking you're doing the wrong password, and it could be something as simple as that. So just keep an eye on things, okay? Should be fine otherwise. So remember, back into File, not this direction, but File, Save As. Browse to take you to the dialog box. You're going to be saving, if you are, into the Z drive in the exam, but otherwise we're just going to go this way. So we're going to Tools, General Options, remove that password there, and the modify password we're moving, and we're using open here in the open bit. So okay, type in open again, make sure it is in that bit with the open, okay, and then save it through. In the exam, it may come up with you overriding existing document. That's absolutely fine, and sometimes it does that in the real world too. So that's absolutely fine. That's that one done. So the next question, question 24. We're using the articles again. I've just closed it, so let's open it up again. And we're going to restrict the editing so that only comments can be added, and do not use a password. So let's just go and get that articles again. Remember, we changed the password to open. Always good practice to do this, isn't it? And we're using the review one this time and the restrict editing because it's talking about comments, isn't it? About tracking or comments. So question, so we've got the article, we're editing only comments. So we're going to click the number 2. It's always going to be the editing restrictions in the syllabus. We've got the comments here, so that's what we're going to click on. And then we're going to start the protection, enforcing that, and there is no password to put in. So we OK it through, and we've done what it asked us to do. The stop protection's appeared, and that's that question covered. Okay, so the final one, if we close this, we've got using the document stylish, we're doing templates, section 9. So the document stylish, create a template that has all the text in Times New Roman and font size 14, save as a template. Okay, so we're opening up stylish doc. Is it the doc or the doc test? So we want the stylish document on here. You've got to be really careful. So we're doing Control A, Times New Roman, type in a T if you can't see it. It's Times New Roman, and we're going to make the font size 14. And let's get rid of that from last time. And then we're going to save it, save as. Remember a couple of things in the exam. Remember where it's going to, because you're saving to the Z drive. You got to change it to the template first. Notice how it changes there. I'm going to put mine in the desktop, but you would navigate to the Z drive to make sure it goes in there. And then you can save. Okay, and that's that question done.